Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, today to a brand new video. Today I want to talk about Brexit. Yes, last night at 11 p.m. we left once and for all the European Union. That's obviously been a part of UK politics, UK life, for at least almost half a century. And quite frankly, many people celebrated last night in Parliament Square. Many people celebrated maybe in different other ways as well. I imagine around the country, in certain parts that certainly strongly voted in Leave constituencies. However, I certainly didn't celebrate. And, there's two reasons why. Firstly, I'm a Remainer. Okay, I still believe we're better off inside the EU, united, okay, as a European nations, rather than divided, okay, as them. I believe that, you're better off having a lot of good trading relationships, because Europe is our biggest trading partner. And quite frankly, with them being our biggest trading partner, most people go there on holidays to like France, Germany, Spain, Portugal. A lot of Brits go there, obviously, on holidays. And, quite frankly, not so many Brits go off to, let's say, America. Whilst I imagine there is a handful of Brits that do, but not as many go to America. That's just a fact. Not many Brits go to Canada. That is a fact, of common knowledge, and that's the same for Americans. Americans mainly either go Mexico or, go to Canada for the, holiday travels. Whilst, a lot of Americans do come over to Europe and do come over to Great Britain, not as many do. But, that's my belief, one of the reasons why. The second reason why is because whilst we may have left in name, we haven't left on merit or in principle. We're still subject to the same EU rules that we were yesterday. And if, let's say, the EU wants to, obviously create new rules, we would be subject to them too, so long as they were implemented before the end of the transition period, of course. We're also subject to the EU courts as well. So, that doesn't change either. So, we're subject to, obviously, that. We're also going to be paying, during this transition period, the same fee that we would usually pay, anyway. So, again, we're still obviously paying the EU our commission to the membership anyway. So effectively, even though we're left in name, we're not really left in principle. You can still today go through the same, let's say, passport line as any other EU citizen. So there's no real there's nothing really to stop you or to, or you're not allowed, anything like that. So you're still more entitled to go through that line. You can still travel and drive a car in the EU. You don't have to get any special licenses or anything like that. Also, the various other things that, you're still allowed to do, obviously, in Europe, because we're still not seen as maybe EU members, but we're still entitled to the same rights as other EU nationals during this transition period. Now, the transition period lasts up till the 31st of December 2020, so basically the start of next year, and that is really when real change should or will come, if any change will happen. Now, obviously, the deadline for extending this transition period is on the 1st of July. So therefore, really that's, the next key date in this Brexit process. But at the end of the day, the likelihood of actually talks extending are actually quite reasonable in terms of, can we get a comprehensive trade deal like, what Boris Johnson has said that he wants, within the space of 11 months? Probably not. Therefore, you would have to conclude extension would be required, and therefore the transition period is required, and therefore we're still paying the EU money. We're still, subject to the same rules, and whilst we may have left the EU, we probably won't be leaving at least till late 2021 in terms with a new trade agreement, so we're still looking at another 2 years in terms of Brexit being the main talking point of the debate. So, quite frankly, and even then, let's say a new government gets into power, let's say a Labour government, I know one wouldn't look likely at this time indeed, but then the possibility of Brexit being reversed, and not just Brexit being reversed, but, another new trade deal just goes on, the cycle doesn't really end, and we come to this phase where, we're just talking about the same issues for at least the next 2 decades, probably, rather than focusing on NHS, climate change, and the problems that affect people at home. So, quite frankly, that's why I'm not celebrating, or why I didn't celebrate last night. I see it quite pointless. You're celebrating what? What are you actually celebrating? You're celebrating the exit of the EU and giving away your rights, your voice. Are you celebrating that, really? Come on, guys. I thought people were better than that. Clearly not. I clearly thought otherwise. But yeah, all I want to say, though, quickly to any EU nationals, you're welcome in London. London voted Remain. Any EU national knows that. We were one of the strongest parts of the United Kingdom to vote Remain alongside Scotland. You're welcome in all parts of the UK, in fact, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, quite frankly, I really don't want to add too much more to this. All I say to any of those who did celebrate last night, I hope you enjoyed giving away your rights, effectively, because that's what you were celebrating, giving away your rights, not taking them back, really, last night, because, let's be honest, that is what happened, and, yeah, quite frankly, it's a very premature celebration. It isn't a celebration of true regards, because, yeah, okay, we're no longer EU member states. You can go, oh, I'm not an EU national now, but technically you are, because you're still subject to the same rules, and you're still subject to everything else the EU implies. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. Until next time, have a great day.